Jai Mata Di Ma.
Jai Mata Di. Good morning, everyone. Happy Navratri and happy Sunday.
A very happy Sunday. We all have been eagerly waiting, Ma, for these moments. I see Stefania and Inder and Vandana and Binu and Arpita and Gauri and Shweta and so many
All the
more.
names from abroad. Nobody from India.
Why? There's Kamakshi, Harshala, Jayati, Meera Auntie,
and
Divya and Annie and so many more sending love and hearts and just the joyousness of being here. Love you too, Ma.
I so love all of you.
Mamta Didi says, Jai Mata Di, very grateful for your darshan, Ma.
Take this. Can they see it?
Yes. Absolutely. Please take the Arti.
Yeah, it's very sweet.
So beautiful.
From the puja this morning.
So beautiful.
Nice.
Yes, Ma. Absolutely gorgeous. We have lots of namaskaras and just so much love coming in. So what is that one aspect of the feminine divine that we should connect to not only in these 9 days during these auspicious Shardiya Navratri, but every day of our life, Ma?
I think that most opulent thought that we can keep with ourselves is that we are free from our false ego. You know, my grandmother used to have this very Punjabi saying that Sunde Sunde मैं मरी मरियां लखां होर जिन्ने सुनना सिख लिया ते उन्नू बोलन दी की लोड़. So basically that when you are going through that experience or the war within yourself with your false ego, one day that false ego has to be crushed. And then when you look around, you see that there are so many other false egos that are also in the battlefield of life having to surrender. And then the saying goes that when you have the capability to listen to others and not get affected by what they're saying or their false ego self, then you are completely surrendered, and then there's no need for reaction. You know, and jisne sunna sikh liya unnu bolan di ki lod, that you don't need to understand what people are saying. You just have to look inside your heart, and you have to be very comfortable with that space of silence. And it doesn't matter, because your false ego is doused and the divine grace is flowing and healing is flowing, and that's what you're going to meditate upon, not anything else. So this is the most important teaching, I think, coming from the feminine divine, the goddesses, that they're bringing the strength, they're bringing the wealth, and they're bringing the intelligence and wisdom to remain silent. Because all war is fought because everybody is speaking too much. I want this, you didn't take, you didn't give, you didn't surrender. So everybody's trying to crush the false ego. Even when countries are fighting, which we are seeing a lot of these days. And so the thought is that once we heal the war within ourselves and each person takes responsibility, then there will be no need for war. So that is the teaching of this wonderful Sunday morning, that we must continue to take in the peaceful energies. And how can we take those in? By reminding ourselves that there's really no need to fight, because your physical body is breathing, your chakras are resonating with the rainbow colored lights and bringing you all that you need. Your aura is magnificently giving you the strength and the power to have correct thinking. Your mind is working 60,000-70,000 thoughts in a day, and if you convert all of them into positive thought, then nobody can be happier than you. So we must take this energy forward, and we must surrender to the light. And when our chakras, our aura, our body, our vital organs, our breathing ability with our lungs, everything is moving fine, then we should have only gratitude in our heart and not pine for that. If only I had that, that would make me happy. That doesn't make anyone happy. We cannot control our past. We can't plan our future because we don't know what the future waits for us. We can live in a very, very opulent now and move ahead. I'm reminded of Guru Nanak Dev Ji's pastime once. He had gone with Mardana to this very, very, very opulent place, and all the Sufi saints had congregated, and it was a village full of Sufi saints. And the head of the Sufi saints was a very, very learned man, and he was wondering why Guru Nanak Dev Ji was coming to that village. So he sent a bowl full of milk to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, symbolizing that we are also learned, we are also wise, we are also contained within our own knowledge. We don't need any interference from you. And so Guru Nanak Dev Ji meditated on that bowl of milk, which was full to the brim. And so he understood that they were saying that we don't need you to come and please leave and all those lovely things. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji went to the garden and he plucked the most beautiful, lightest, fragrant flower and he placed it on top of the milk and sent it back, symbolizing that I have come here only to help you get rid of your false ego self, that you know so much. We are all full of that nectar but we need to have the beauty and the fragrance in our actions that speak volumes for how we live our human life. Yes. So I found that a very profound, pastime of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, that he didn't react. And of course, then they welcomed him and they had lots of exchanges, and there are many, many, pastimes that Guru Nanak Dev Ji shared with everyone. And so it was very interesting to see that even that symbology has the false ego action, that we know a lot, we don't need you, we don't care. So that has to be very, very profoundly understood in today's world situation, where people are talking of the Third World War and Lebanon and Israel and Ukraine and Russia and you name it. Every country has some epidemic of hate. I call that it's like an epidemic. We just had a pandemic with COVID and the virus, and now we have a lot of people talking about monkeypox. But I think that it's actually a hate enterprise that we are living through, and that we need to change. And each one of us has to take responsibility to live with self-compassion, compassion for your own original self, and wanting to comfort the people in your own life. So if you don't have wisdom, compassion and strength, so that's what Durga Devi brings us, the strength, and Saraswati Devi brings us the wisdom, the intelligence. And the highest wealth of a human enterprise is to have compassion. Everybody thinks it's shekels and money and dollars and green money, green notes, this, that. And I'm always smiling because however much you have, that much more you want.
Yes, ma'am.
So we have to cultivate that compassion, and that compassion only comes from the inner space of the heart, where there is a complete sublime presence of the divine. So if we can look and we can carefully recognize and encourage our happy self to move forward, then we will return to that gratitude immediately. We will know that just the body breathing is the greatest gift that the divine has endowed us with, and that's what we have to work towards. And leaving all the anarthas, the negative qualities of hate, anguish, pain, why don't I get this, why somebody else is getting this. We are constantly, amazingly connecting to the dimensions of greed and lust and hate and anger and fear. And we are not really moving away from, what about me? We are not caring about the other. So I think even watering a plant, putting some seeds out for the birds, taking care of some, maybe stray dogs, feeding them, whatever you can do, you must do with your own hands, because that's going to inculcate a space of great fortune in your heart, where you're going to be able to live with dignity and grace, and put that lovely flower on that bowl full of milk. If you feel that your life is full of negative things, then also you can anoint it with the fragrance of the light, and immediately the universe will rush in to fill the space that you've created by giving that flower forward. So you've created space in your aura for the good light to come in. That good act will be, the universe will respond to you.
Yes, ma. So are we sometimes deaf and blind to the universe responding to us?
Yeah, we are actually blind first.
Yes, ma.
Because our eyes are constantly seeing, and then we are hearing from the ears, but we are also smelling that sense of fragrance, or inability to recognize the fragrance.
Yes,
And
ma.
then of course it is the touch, and then finally it is the taste or the speech. If we just Dr. Mikao Sui's principles of healing, he said, just for today I will live in the attitude of gratitude, just for today I will not anger, just for today I will not fear, just for today I will respect my parents, my teachers, my elders, and in that I'll learn to respect myself, and finally I'll do my work honestly, because we are all given some aspect of deliverance at the gates of the universe, that we are born to do something.
Yes.
And if we don't do that, then we are really not in a good position. Divya was sharing a story with me, or somebody's, I'm not taking names, but somebody's story about how they're 16 or 17 and they're living in the West. Yes. And their parents are saying that if you want to study, then we'll pay for your education.
Yes, ma'am.
And the girl wants to actually go to New York and do some modeling and some designing and all. So the parents are saying, then you fend for yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
So Divya and I were having a long discussion about how parents want their children to get that knowledge that can inculcate in them a sense of self-worth and value. And they can also participate in the world and do the work. Yes, and maybe modeling is also work, maybe designing is also work. Maybe she'll become, very famous in a few years and
absolutely
really follow her destiny. Yeah. But parents will always feel that learned education from the university, the college, the stamp of approval, it does prepare you for a different life.
Yes, ma'am.
Sometimes you're just chasing a dream that's not going to come true, and sometimes you're just studying and putting that into practice, and maybe then eventually doing your own startup, and finally the divine and the universe will respond.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have to, I call them Astra-Shatra.
Okay, wow.
Astra is instrument and Shastra is knowledge.
Okay. So the instrument
of knowledge that has the power, the blade, to cut through your misfortune and bring you to that heightened space of self-worth and self-recognition, self-esteem, compassion, gratitude, and heavenly intervention in everything. That, a lot of people telling me, I lost my job, and then healing came, and I've got an even better job, and everybody's very surprised how I got this job. So I'm always telling them that healing and the universe is always collaborating to bring you the best. Oh, so if you change the direction of your actions, then the universe is also going to change what it's going to gift to you. Okay. The same like the bowl of milk you send down, and you'll get a fragrant flower and lovely colors anointed on it, and you're going to be able to drink that with great relish and great compassion.
So as we move in our life with this great instruments of wisdom and knowledge and compassion and forgiving ourselves, I have a question for everyone joining in live, that what are the battles or the war that they feel that they're fighting in their life, and then requesting you, Ma, to help us heal that, navigate that, and guide us. Because I think a lot of us get overwhelmed with these overarching themes, and we're uncomfortable with forgiving ourselves, let alone forgiving others. And there are so many in the comment section that are talking about how they feel so peaceful when they help needy and stray animals. But what about the needs of our own self and our loved ones and other humans? And how do we feel that we've become being led astray by our own, sometimes greed, our own envy and jealousy, and sometimes even our fears? So just wanting to hear from everyone. And Ma, what is your sort of guidance on all of these aspects of our human endeavor to be better, but then we lose the battle? So how do we win the war?
So yesterday we had an open house and we had chanting for Navratri, and people had come, and then there was an informal discussion after the meditation, and I shared a story that was about this man who was very frail and old, and he was very sick in the physical body, and there was a war of survival that was going on in his own self, and he had a lovely son. And then he told the son that, I want to go out of the house and I want to experience the elements. So can you take me to that people tree, the Ficus religiosa, right? So we worship that tree in Vedic sciences. And so he said that, the breath of that tree and that nurturance will heal me. So please take me there. So the son took, and he made a little hutment, and the gentleman started enjoying the healing grace of the tree. And then one day he took a turn for the bad, for the worse. So he told his son that, this is the season, autumn, and the leaves are going to fall. And once all the leaves fall from this tree, I think I'm also going to fall from this universe and go to another space. So, there's no hope now. I'm not going to get better. And he was very weak, very frail, and he was, chatting with his son. So the son was looking up at the tree, and, the breeze and the leaves were fluttering down. And he said, "No, Dad, you'll be fine. You'll be." So he said, "When the last leaf on this tree falls, I'm also going to go." So the son was meditating on the leaves, and he was looking at his father, and he said, okay. And then the father was really, really sick. Every leaf of that tree had fallen, but there was one leaf that was still hanging. So the father kept looking at that one leaf and saying, okay, when that falls, I'm going to also fall, and it'll be my last breath. But that leaf never fell. So then, of course, the father took a turn for the better and better, and he regained his strength and regained his health, and he started walking around, And then after one more autumn came and went, and another one autumn came, one of the elders in the village said that this is a very interesting tree. Every time there's patjhar, when, the leaves have to fall, there is this one leaf. But, when I look at it, it's too shiny. So I need to really investigate what is this leaf. So he made one person climb the tree to find that leaf was actually a plastic leaf that the son had hung on that tree for his father to have a better life. So the point I'm making is that the war within is going on. We are only projecting the negative implications of our own misfortune. And we are only cursing ourselves that, when this last leaf falls, I'm also going to leave this universe. And so I'm helpless in my body. But there is a healer within all of us that loves the healing nurturance and symbology from the universe that is going to either flavor our mind with the positive or contaminate us with the negative. So it depends on how much equanimity we have and how much comfort we are taking from the universe. And once we are taking that comfort from the universe, then there's nothing to stop us from being better and better and better and better in everything that we do. So of course somebody will say that the son was very intelligent, but where did he get that idea from? He also got it from the universe and the goddess of learning, Saraswati ji, and she just came to his mind and whispered in his ear. And then he saw the leaves and he said, oh, I can put one just to keep my father's hopes and his ability to heal alive, and the symbology from the universe externally that he is so dependent upon. So he navigated, and of course I'm telling the story.
I always love to listen to it, Ma. It's like bringing different aspects, like we discussed earlier as well, that there's, of course, the determination of the son, solidarity, giving solace to the father, clarity. And what else does everyone else take away from the story? I'd love to hear. And just as they are gathering their thoughts on this beautiful story, I go back to my first question of what are their battles that they would like to heal and share. So we have Arpita joining us. She says, thank you for the beautiful question. The battling with the right and wrong in social situations. Sometimes the social conditioning tells us what is right and what is wrong. Is that necessarily always correct?
No.
No.
Not at all.
So she wants to know more on
because
how to
the world
navigate.
Outside is always open to receiving. Whatever you give, you are going to, in some way, the universe is going to respond. So if the gentleman was thinking all the leaves are going to fall and then I'm also going to fall. So he was associating with that associative karma of the tree. But the tree was going to let go of all its leaves and then have a resurgence and a growth and a solidarity and clarity of comfort, where the soul was going to be nurtured, the body was going to be nurtured back to health with the consciousness. So when we look at the world and if we are constantly looking at something negative or a symptom of negativity, we are going to invite that, because the world outside is only a true reflection of our own inner image. So we have to heal inside to be able to reflect into the universe what we are giving. If we are just giving hate, it's going to multiply and come back as hate. If we are going to give love and comfort and compassion and kindness in our actions, it could be just a thought inside your house. You can look at your room and say, oh my God, it's so cluttered, my life is such a mess. Just those two sentences are enough to make your day very, very bad. Or you can just look at the room and say, wow, this room has the capacity to take so many more things. I just need to organize them and put them back in their original place. And I love my room. So then the universe is going to send you love, and it's going to send you all the things that were disarrayed are going to come back to balance, come back to their original places. I always make sure that everything that I have and I use has a place, a seat of the throne that they are all looking and wanting. It could be a pencil, it could be a ruler, a scissor, a bottle of water, maybe a coaster on which I'm keeping my glass. Everything is used with respect and appropriate place of honor.
Yes.
And when you give that place of honor even to your things, then they're also going to reciprocate. They're also going to, the scissor is honorably going to cut through the cloth or the paper or the plastic, whatever you're wanting to cut.
I love that.
That's very important, that what you put out into the universe. And socially, it doesn't really matter. People forget. And they may not even have that expectation.
Yes, ma'am.
So sometimes you go and you're involved in a quarrel or a fight, and then many years later you've not spoken to the other person, then you meet again and you're friends again, and then you think, what happened? Why did we stop meeting each other? And it would be that the person was doing something else, was in another consciousness, you took it as something else, and then it was a bomb blast, and then you were separated. So it's finally, of course, we can say the karma to pine for each other, and or maybe it's just finished karma and you'll never meet again.
That's quite shocking. Yeah. So we shouldn't carry any resentment or any what ifs. If it's not in the moment, it's not
part of
our destiny.
Yeah.
And so we must heal and then keep moving in the now.
Yeah.
I think that's my biggest takeaway. Yes,
and sharing your good fortune and your love and your kindness and your compassion, spreading it around with everyone. Because remember that you are on a train and that train has many stops.
Oh.
And it has many compartments.
Yes, ma.
So if you're looking for someone, then you know that you're going to find them on the train in some compartment. But do you have the ability to cross through those doors? Because remember, the compartments are also attached through a tube and the door opens sometimes. Sometimes you can't jump from one carriage to the next, but sometimes you can. And so people will stop, they'll get off, new people will come on. So those are those karmic destiny associations that souls are congregating together to give peace and love and kindness and care and sometimes something else.
So in that note of something else, we have Sahiba Garg, as well as Rajni Lakhanpal, who are both resonating with the battle of the people around them. And specifically for Rajni Auntie, she says that what about neighbors or people polluting in your environment? It could be physically, like leaving, their garbage outside your house, or it could be their words that are very hurtful, or just their presence that could be very prickly for you for whatever reason. So how do they overcome the passion in their reaction to such people and situations?
No, but the reality is that why are you seeing that? That is more troublesome than what they're doing. Because everybody is, eating, mating, defecating, and getting rid of their garbage. But why are you meditating on what they're getting rid of? Why don't you see the beautiful trees and who are your neighbors and the fragrant flowers that are growing in your garden and the lovely grass that's turning green as, winter is coming? Why are you not able to see that? I always say there's a bee mentality and then there's a fly mentality.
Yes.
The bee is always looking for the colorful flowers and the fragrance and the nectar, and it's cross-pollinating and helping nature to develop intimacy and to grow the male and the female plants. Whereas the fly is always looking for garbage. So why are you having the fly mentality and just looking for the garbage and then contaminating your own mind? So your neighbors could be just somebody that you don't have good karmic destiny with.
Yes.
So you leave them alone and you move ahead and find new friends. Maybe the trees are your friend, the plants, maybe some neighbor's car is your friend. I recently had a story of this gentleman going for a walk, and he had just removed something from his car and he was walking back, and then the tree crashed on his car, and there were two neighbors who were also walking past the car, but the car stopped the tree at a certain level so they could crawl out of the branches without getting hurt. So they told this gentleman that your car is our best friend.
Oh,
because it stopped us from getting injured. So that was an interesting take, right, on the situation. They were not looking at the tree being their enemy. They were not looking at the neighbor's car that had got crushed. They just said, your car is our best friend. So it depends on how you're looking at the situation.
And are you looking to become impassioned, or are you looking to appreciate? Yes, ma. Because I think that answers in a large way Parshvati's battle, which she says that I'm battling with the fact that if a near and dear one hurts and upsets me, what should be my response to them? So why are you looking to be hurt or upset by others? Is that because we have expectation from them?
Yeah, expectation, and we are always thinking that we've done so much for them and they are not reciprocating, but maybe somebody else will reciprocate. Maybe it doesn't have to come from them. I remember once a friend of mine had given 25 lakh to a friend to start the business, and then the money wasn't coming back. And then I was sending her healing, and she was saying, why is he not giving me the money? Why? So I said that I'm not sure where the money is going to come from,
yes,
but you're going to get much more than your 25 lakhs.
Oh.
And then she did some new business and she earned crores of rupees. That 25 lakhs never came, but healing brought new opportunities of work. And now she has so much money that 25 lakhs seems like a very small amount that she paid into the universe to open the gateways of opulence and strength. Because it was maybe a karmic debt from a previous lifetime that she was just paying back. Maybe she had taken it in another life.
That's just so amazing and so grateful, Ma, for all your guidance and your presence in our life. I think that arms us to go into any battle fearlessly, and especially empowering us with the healing modalities, be it with Reiki, KQ, my golden cloud, and your words of wisdom.
And also remember that if the Sufi saints had that false ego self, even in humility when they were sending that cup of milk,
yes,
that is the most important battle that we have to fight. So how do we get rid of the false ego? By always appreciating the sun, the air, Mother Earth, the water. You know, you have water is a gift. Remember that Lord Shiva allowed Mother Ganges to anoint his crown chakra, and then the Sahasradhara, the 1,000 rivers that flow from his crown chakra to irrigate our lands and to bring us that nectarian water. So Kandishvara.
Yes, Mom.
So when you drink water, if you remember that it's a gift from Lord Shiva and you are partaking of that holy river, the water that's evaporating and then coming down through the clouds as rain and bringing us back the nectarian energies. So, you know, when somebody is dehydrated and you take them to hospital, they put the saline drip and they start re-energizing, or you drink a cup of water when you're thirsty. It's going to nourish you more than the food that you're going to eat, because your body is more than 70% water.
So yes, Ma. So I feel that Parshruti has gotten her answer, and as have others. And we have so many other battles to heal and get to. So we have Shwetishi, who says that she struggles with the fear of being insufficient. She wonders, is she capable, or is she doing enough for the people around her, be it her family, her friends, her colleagues, her bosses, etc., etc., etc.
You know, I'm reminded of a story of this one lady who used to come and see me, and she was alone in the world, and she kept telling me that I'm not able to do anything for anyone. So I asked her that what is her, you know, what does she do outdoors? So she told me that she loves growing roses. So she has many rose plants on her windowsill and she just takes care of them. So I asked her that, do you drink tea? So she said, yes, every morning. So I said, with the tea bag or with tea leaves? So she said, of course, tea leaves. So I told her a simple instruction that after she's made a cup of tea, whatever the tea leaves, she should offer them to the rose bushes.
Yes, Mom.
And that would be her way of giving something back that she had used to honor herself, and now she was using it to honor the... And then she came back to me after 6 months saying, you know, her roses were much bigger and more colorful and brighter colors and more fragrant. And so the thing is, we may think that it's not a big action, but even doing something as simple as that, which, you know, a lot of people come and say, oh, you know, everybody tells me do charity, but I have no money to do charity. So it can be simple things that you are using in the house that you can share with others.
Yes.
So be focused on what you're doing.
I think also, like, do we sometimes have a very grand expectation of ourselves, which is again a false ego position, that I can do so much and I should do, or I did do so much, that just I think humility is really sometimes a missing ingredient from our life. So why is that, Ma?
But you know, when I look at people the world over,
Yes, Ma'am.
I see that their hearts are spontaneously flowing with the light, And right from the center of the chest is this beautiful river of gold that's flowing out. And everywhere you go, people are partaking of that love, that compassion, that kindness. Sometimes consciously you're giving it, and sometimes unconsciously. So, the reality is that the divine has built us in this mold where we have to give unconditionally of ourselves. So through our aura, there, somebody will say, oh, it's a vampire, it's drinking all my body, prana, and I'm feeling so tired and all. But none of that is true. The more you give, the more space you create for more grace from the divine to flow in. So keep yourself centered and know that that lovely golden river of light that's going out of your heart chakra to anoint all the other souls that are part of your karmic destiny, that you owe them something. So you're spontaneously giving your love to them, and you're moving, paying off your debts. It's falling on Mother Earth, it's going to the trees, the plants, the dogs, the cats, the birds, the bees, the butterflies. Everybody is part of that golden river. So if you can just remember that is a spontaneous function of our aura and our, beyond our physical body limits, we are compassionately moving forward with comfort, with equanimity, and with wisdom. And when that wisdom is flowing through, then you are returning to your actions of goodness in the now. So when you return to goodness every time, and you say, okay, at least my heart is full of love for the world around. Even if you think that your heart is not open, remember that it is. And you're constantly flowing.
That's very comforting to know, and to also know that we can plan our instinctive and intuitive sharing and giving with others, and sometimes it will just be spontaneous from our energy field and our thoughts and our prayers and our aura, and that how we can really be expansive in that.
Yeah, because our body is like the temple, and our heart is invited the divine into that temple, and the divine is always with us.
Yes, Ma. What are you thinking, Ma?
I'm just thinking of how to augment this consciousness in everyone, that they can connect to that divine presence in the heart and flow with the ringing of the bells, reminding you, I'm not alone.
I'm not alone.
The divine is always with me, teaching me, caring for me, loving me, supporting me.
I love that, Ma. Thank you. Very grateful. Then we have Pratibha Chaudhary, who asked that, Ma, I struggle to remain consistent and complete all tasks timely. This is my battle. I seek your guidance, she says.
But why is it that you're putting a time limit?
Maybe others are, like supposing you're at work and you have to complete a task, and your boss or your colleagues have requested you, or you have to cook a meal for lunch. So then there's a particular time at lunch, so you have to complete that task.
I still remember, we had gone through the 1962 war with China, and then we came to 1965, and then we had a war with Pakistan. And then Lal Bahadur Shastri Ji came, and he said, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. And then the whole nation used to fast on Monday evenings, and everybody, whatever money they were spending for that meal, they would fast, and they would give it to the Prime Minister's Relief Fund to support all the soldiers who were fighting the wars and the battles, in the battlefield. And I still remember that not eating dinner was a great time. Our parents used to tell us stories, and we would all hold hands, and we would chant some mantras and do some flavorful actions of loving and hugging each other. And we were a large family. So the point I'm trying to illustrate is that even fasting will douse that hunger.
Okay.
And will keep you away from expecting that the universe has to give me because it's time for dinner now. It's a great experience of separating yourself and doing something different.
So you're saying that just because there is a time that, again, coming back to Arpita's question, that society or your family or even yourself have conditioned yourself that this is a time-bound task, sometimes just let go of the task.
Yeah.
It's not important.
And sometimes
How
you may
amazing
come
is
back
that?
from, Arpita lives and she could be thinking that what will I have for dinner?
Yes.
But maybe one day she'll just decide, no dinner today, I'm okay. I'll drink some water and go to bed, and tomorrow I'll cook myself a nice meal.
Amazing.
So that's also dealing with the war within, with that hunger.
Yes.
The false ego and the hunger for more, greed, lust, avarice, jealousy. Why that person got more than me? It's total. The reality is that's not your life. Focus on your own self. I keep telling people, doing the mirror meditation is a very, very powerful. You just look in the mirror and look into your eyes and then ask yourself, what is most important in this moment? Just to be healthy and fit and know that opportunities will come. And how you will convert them is your own destiny. I remember a junior doctor who was part of the team, when I was delivering Divya, was, going through a very unfinished, broken relationship. And she was wondering how she was going to cope with life all alone. And she got on this aeroplane to go back to, her country. And then she met somebody who was sitting on the flight next to her.
Oh, wow.
And then I still remember his name is Shakti.
Oh, wow.
And then she was having a long chat, and then they were chatting. They exchanged numbers, and then now they're married.
Oh, wow.
So opportunities will come any place, any time.
Yes.
Depends on how you're going to convert them into love, comfort, solidarity, kindness, compassion, wisdom, intelligence. I can use all the words, but the reality is that what are you taking away from your environment, from, like Arpita and Parshvati are talking about procrastination and hate coming from the universe. Why do you have to accept it? You can leave the package unopened and return to sender.
Okay.
And now Amazon also says that if you are unhappy with the product that you've received, you open it, you can still get a refund. So the universe is very proactive.
Yes.
It will give you whatever you're sending out, and even if you don't like, you can repack it and send it back.
Send it back.
That's what I would say.
I love that.
Always nurture yourself with the light and know that you are the most important person for yourself. Nobody else can give you that importance. So generate that love, and whenever in doubt, drink some water. It's the most healing.
I love that.
element.
That's always your go-to guidance, and I find it so useful. Like either have a shower or go for a swim or just drink the water and hydrate yourself. It just immediately just helps release, ground, feel happy, like everything. Is that because our bodies were created in that cosmic water and then the amniotic sac in our mother's wombs? It's just so
Very comforting. And the other thing is that when is the last time you thanked your body for being with you?
Yes, Mom.
I don't think people even... we do go and look at the clothes in our cupboard, and we want to dress well, and maybe a piece of jewelry or something, that we are stepping out of the ordinary to do something extraordinary. But are we thanking our body for breathing, for digesting? I'm always hearing complaints from people.
Yes,
my lungs are not so fit, I can't breathe as well as I used to. So then I tell them, do some pranayam, do some yoga. Then time nahi hai. I don't have the time for that luxury. What are you doing? I'm watching
Netflix or reels or playing a game or just zoning out, criticizing yourself rather than thanking your body and doing something to appreciate it. That's really made, I think, everyone very pensive. So as they are pondering on that, we have a few more battles to heal today and always. So we have Priyanka Shukla Gautam, who is sharing her battle as a parent and is wondering that how should she make her children enjoy their life away from the expectations that are burdened on them as teenagers and asking them for so many tasks. So I think I need a
What
little bit more
tasks?
clarity. Yeah, what are they doing that is just so burdensome that they're not
To
enjoying
you.
their life, or you are seeing them burdened or not enjoying their life?
You know, if you have a child and he has 5 toys and 5 sets of clothes, he's a very lucky child. But what people are doing these days is that they're buying them 100 clothes and 500 toys. And then they're saying, oh, the room is a mess.
And the child is very unsatisfied because
And he's always receiving
receiving
criticism.
criticism.
So you have to take away, and give them only that what is most appropriate, and they learn to respect it as well.
Yes.
So, and they'll be able to take care of it. You've overburdened them with too many things. Because Amazon and Ola are all the time inviting you for the sale, and you're just buying some clothes and some toys, and you're buying them new phones, new computers. I find that the minute the new thing comes, the child already has an expectation of something more to be fulfilled. And parents are not teaching their children how to give back.
Absolutely.
I went to somebody's house the other day, and the mother was saying that the gardener is not coming today. So can you water the plants on the balcony? So guess what the child's response was? I'm not the gardener. So the mother went, she filled a jug of water, and then she was pouring. And then guess what the husband said? That you don't know how to do it well. You're making the floor dirty.
Oh gosh.
So then
there's just dissatisfaction, there's criticism, and then there's a lot of ego where the child is separating themselves not only from the gardener but the garden, the bounty of Mother Nature, and the mother's love and instruction, and it could be such a joyous
participation.
So I think leading by example, like Suryanshi is saying, that not only children but elders are also participating in this unhappiness syndrome.
So first is that she was irritated with the gardener for taking a holiday.
Correct, ma.
Then she had already set it in the universe. Then the son responded on that and said, no, I will not do it. I'm not the gardener. Then she went with that anger to water the plants. And the plants also did not take the full water. It just fell out, and a few particles of the dirt from the, she was pouring.
Must have splashed. Yes,
yeah. And then that anger was received by the husband, who also wanted to criticize. So in that one moment, they had created so much negative vibration karma that it could have boomeranged into a big fight. So guess what I said to them? That the floor wanted an intimate connection with the plant and the soil. So it invited. So it's okay. We can leave it there, and tomorrow we can clean it up. Let them have their friendly meet. Remember, some water is received by the floor because the floor is saying, what about me? I also need my thirst to be quenched. I need to hug Mother Earth.
Yes, ma'am.
So
in that embrace, we have a lot of gratitude flowing out from all the young and old parents, new and sustained parents in the comment section. We have Harpreet, who says, so grateful for this. And we have Sakshi joining in from the UK, who says, Pranam Ma and Divya Di. She says, as a new parent, I wanted to ask you for guidance to become a good parent and give a happy and healed childhood to our kids.
So now I'm going back to the story of this lady that I was visiting.
Yes.
And she knew that the gardener was not coming. Nobody else had that information.
Yes.
If she had just filled a jug of water and gone early in the morning and finished her task, then there would be no conflict.
Yes.
No unhappy son who's saying that, I'm not the gardener, and no unhappy husband who's saying, oh,
you created a
mess. And this lady who's doing everything, serving them hand and foot, giving them their food, and completing
all her tasks on time.
so how we respond to the universe is also going to respond.
Yes.
So just a highlighting of, self-worth.
Yes, Ma, I love that. And we have Pooja Didi, Pooja Pathak, who says, Ma, pranam and happy Navratri. Thank you so much for making us build so much resilience in life. Yeah. Taking the Teri Sada Hi Jai.
So sweet.
Beautiful. And then we have Nishita Ganguly, who says that it's 4 a.m. here.
Oh, wow.
I'm so grateful. Thank you for this unconditional gift we all receive on Sundays like this. Yes. And we have Anu Tandon, and we have Preeti Pava, who have a similar question, a similar thought about what is their daily activity that they can do, that they can experience the divine in their heart all the time. And from your teachings, Ma, what I have learned is to really live in an attitude of gratitude.
Yeah, and one activity that you can do is that you can go to the center of your house, which is the Brahmasthan, or the navel of your house.
Yes, Ma.
And you can just clockwise turn to the 4 or 8 directions, depends how much time you have, and just send out a vibration, a little bit whispering, I love you.
That already feels so good.
So when you will turn around, you'll either say it 4 times or you'll say it 8 times.
Okay.
And that resonance, multiplied from the universe, will come into your life.
Amazing.
Because you don't know who you're sending that love to.
Absolutely.
It could be the house, it could be the neighbors, it could be the trees, it could be a car full of pilgrims, on their way for a pilgrimage. It could be somebody going to the hospital, and you're just whispering, I love you. And that's going to reach them. Because sound once created is not reversible.
Yes.
So the negative also happens like that. That's why I tell all healers that when they say something negative, they must immediately recall and cancel and put some healing light. And then in India, we have this tradition, we use water to mop the floors and clean. And, in the West, you have the vacuum cleaner. So one place we're using the grounding energies of water, and the other place it's the air
Yes,
that's sucking up all the dirt in the vacuum cleaner.
Absolutely.
So whatever you're doing, whichever way, whatever element you're using of air, water, fire, earth and space, some people are lighting the candle, we have the jyot from the puja.
Absolutely.
So every element is participating. The sun's light is coming down and giving us the fire element. Mother Earth is giving us the earth element. Air that we breathe in is giving us the air, and water, when we drink it or bathe with it or swim in it, it's also giving us very great healing moments.
Yes.
And the other thing, Preeti Pathak, who was asking this question? I know it was 2 people.
Yes,
that
ma'am.
even spending 5 minutes extra in the shower
Preeti
is power.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So they can just spend more time.
That how to experience that divine within.
Yeah.
So I think you've given us so many actionable thoughts and actionable words and actionable actions that we are going to just resonate with. So we have Rita Grover, Abachona, Parshvati, Manpriya, who all resonating and sending their love. And they're saying how beautiful. Manpriya is saying how beautiful. And we have Amina, who says lots of gratitude, love and light for this healing togetherness. I love you.
We love you all.
We love you all. And then we have, since just a few moments before we say au revoir, we bid adieu to meet again next Sunday. There is a very sweet question by Nishita, our 4 a.m. sweetie, who's joining in, who says that how does one stay in the good times or the good time consciousness and appreciate what the current times have to offer us without the fear of the future or the fear of how long will this good time last?
Good time is lasting forever. You're blessed and you have great comfort and the great universe. I'll share a story that happened this morning. There's 2 healers one of them got really sick, their sister, and one of them got very sick, and I had to tell them to take her to hospital because she was really looking like weak and frail. So when the two sisters were in the hospital, one day the sister who was taking care had to go to to do some work. So she told the mother that, can you come and sit in the hospital? She said, no.
Oh.
I've got too much pain in my body, I can't come. So she didn't come. And now the question of this sister is that supposing I had work, should I have left my sister alone in the hospital? Or what is the response of the mother? Now, when I looked at it karmically, the mother is not well. And she has repeated visits to the hospital in the future.
Oh.
But in this good time, if she'd just gone once to babysit her daughter, she would have nullified all those hospital visits. So whatever the universe is providing opportunity for your good time to continue. But we are not taking, we are resisting. Our false ego is saying, why should I go?
And we're rejecting the bounty and opportunity that the divine is giving us. Coming back to Preeti Power's question, that how do we stay connected with the divine is by showing up actively to participate with the healing moment in the now. It's not in the future, as Nishita was asking. So grateful for everyone so vulnerably and yet heart-filled with sharing to share their battles. And I feel lighter. And I know that they all feel lighter and empowered. And anyone else who's listening in is also getting their answers. Let me tell you, of course, I send a lot of healing to the mother. She doesn't have to go to the hospital visits. But whatever she's going to ordain with her own actions is going to send out that river from the heart, which is going to, fulfill. Remember, if she had gone to the hospital with her heart flowing with that golden light, and had healed all the patients in the hospital, it would be a great opportunity. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. So we must participate in every opportunity that comes up. If we are wise, that's what we'll do. Absolutely. So be wise, be strong, and be opulently wealthy with all your good actions. That is the highest wealth. So grateful, Ma. Jai Mata Di. Love you. I 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 love you. Bye.